How is? How is it going? It's my last day at work for Christmas, my last working day of the year. So I'm glad that's all out of the way. The weather's gotten better too as well. It's back to your classic Irish winter, mild and a bit rainy and dull. But yeah, all good. I I did an Anto and Deco this morning. I started recording a pre-recorded VON special Morningstar broadcast too. It'll be on over the Christmas, and it was kind of a serious. Well, not, it's not serious, miserable, but it's a kind of a deep dive VON. So I didn't want to put Anto and Deco, Mark Drummond here in that, So the I had that Anto and Deco sketch came to me this morning because I was watching a video last night where a guy was talking about how satanic Christmas was. I was laughing my head off. And so I thought, well, Anto and that's the kind of thing Anto would have watched. But so I hope you enjoyed the Anto and Deco skit this morning. Those of you on the autistic spectrum, that's not mental illness. That's called satire. It's when you take the absurdities of life and you turn it into a joke. So yeah, so I hope you're all keeping well. I hope things are good to you. I hope you're coming towards whatever you're celebrating, Christmas if you're a Christian, or secular Christmas if you're an atheist, or Saturnalia, or Samhain, the end of Samhain in the Celtic pantheon, the Yule, Good Yule, whatever you do, Kwanzaa, I think the African one, and whatever festival is in your culture right now, coming up, Winter Festival. I hope you had a very nice solstice too as well. It was great seeing the videos of the solstice celebrations around Ireland. We had a perfect day to watch the sunrise. There was no clouds, so it was quite spectacular. And I noticed that all the videos I saw, there was very few weirdos and Wiccans. There was very few sex-case druids with holding staffs and that kind of bullshit. There was very little of that. It was mostly just regular Irish people with kids, families having a genuine joyous sense. It was beautiful to watch, actually. Of the sunrise. I got the arseholes banging drums, but they weren't too bad. I don't mind if they bang a barrel on, like an Irish drum, or that or hand drum or something. It's when they have the bongos. You have Tarquin with his dreadlocks. Those kinds. I can't stand those bastards. But they're so intrusive. But because they've no other talent to the bang a bongo. But those types. And bongos are to music what poetry is to literature. Any fucking arsehole with no talent can do it. And like most people I know, I write poems. They're terrible at it, most writing. You read the poetry they show you, it's absolute shite. Anyone could write that. It's like a serious version of Vogon poetry. There was this one wagon I saw on our website yesterday on Facebook, and she writes poetry for grief tourists in Ireland. It's like the poet. It's like she's the poet laureate of the fucking grief tourism, and there was just like there was some member of the Irish Defence Forces was killed in Lebanon, and like writes this ridiculously childish poem. And then the previous one was the bombing at Crees Lock in Donegal. Not bombing, well, maybe it was blowing up there. And then and then another one was about other things. It was all grief tourism, and just crap poetry, absolute rubbish, And like a 4-year-old, there's a poet in Ireland. I can't remember her name, but she's absolute shy. She Alice something, and she had a poem called "Across the Fields to School." She's down in Cork somewhere. Oh my God, there was a special on her. It's like, I like clouds. Clouds are all different, like people. Jesus. And she's like, it was supposed to be like William Butler Yeats or Ted Hughes or Sylvia Plath or something. I saw a tree the other day. It had a leaf upon it. The leaf was green. One day in autumn it will fall. That kind of shite, But let me tell you, it's really hard to write good poetry. It's really difficult. but like loads of them think they can do it because it's always just I just have to make a kind of like a twee platitude, and that's poetry. No, poetry's difficult, really difficult to get it right. But unfortunately, there's loads of them calling themselves poets, and they're horrible. And it's like if you have no other talent to write, you become a poet. You know, that kind of thing. It's like if you know no other musical ability, you get dreadlocks and you bang bongos. That kind of thing. I'm starting to sound like that going. You know, fucking bangos, yeah. But yeah, I'm what I mean. But yeah, I like this time of year. I like Christmas and stuff like that. I like the chill out nature of it. I don't like do the Christmas thing really, you know. But I like the kind of that chill out kind of after around this time of year. It's quiet. You know, after the shopping stuff, after he dealt with all these arseholes that go, oh sure, it's very commercial this year, isn't it? It's like I've been hearing that since I was a baby. It's got awful commercial. Oh yeah, you know what? Tell us what else you've deducted. You know, Isaac Newton. Yeah. It's always been like that. I've been hearing that all my life. Oh, it's very commercial these days. Fucking, they were saying that when it was Charles Dickens' time. Very commercial, very commercial. Well, yeah, that's what the VON is going to be kind of in the style of. I want to try and do something like the BBC used to do these story times at Christmas, a ghost story at Christmas. I kind of want to do something like that, but like Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, it's kind of based in fact as well. You know, something like that. So that way, you know, yeah, Antoine Deco kind of would have broke the mood up, and I'm still not fit. Or, you know, Mark Dumont here, you know, that kind of thing. Mark Dumont here, Christian Mornings, Frontline Report, Behind Zog Enemy Lines. I don't have the glasses with me. It has come to my attention. Poor Barry. You see, the thing with Barry Drumore is, as the characters I've invented, Barry's a really good man. He's been destroyed by the Bible. But he's a really good man. Like, he's not racist. His father was in the Klan. My dad was in the Klan. And, you know, his pastor, Billy Ray, well, before he fell out on him, was a black guy. And there's no racism at all in Barry. Barry's a good guy. But the scripture, you know, that has ruined him, that's wrecked him. This is what, it stops him from fulfilling himself as a decent man. And this is why it's fanaticism for, Leviticus 26:4. That is what as holding him back. This is why he's living on the road now, because it's not that he was driven out of where it was, not Knoxville or wherever the fuck he was, but it was because he kind of isolated himself through his Bible. See, there's a very deep character behind Bar Drumont here. There's a very deep character there, very deep, and it's like you have all these truthers who become fanatic about like all whatever their cause is, flat earthers and stuff, and they end up causing problems for themselves because they make a religion of what they believe in. Don't make a religion of anything you believe in except religion, I guess, right? Someone would ask me today if would I be interested in running for political office in Ireland. I'd rather chew off my own bollocks through an electric fence than to get involved in anything to do with democracy. I hate fucking democracy. I hate elections. I hate politicians. I hate all that shit. And nope. What you have now is all you're going to get. All you're going to get. Dream all here. All you're going to get. And that's it. That's all you're going to get from me. And I think that's more than enough. What you do with your own life is your own business. You can't change the world anyway through politics. You can't. You just can't. Democracy is designed so it doesn't work. Like think things like NGOs, right? NGOs are ways of the government inventing a fake society. So this, suppose I started up a baby man NGO, right? And I was one of those fellas that's into taking a shite in the nappy and having women change me. Oh, I didn't believe such a thing existed. Remember that Eurotrash TV show? And they had, oh my God, I'll never. Who remembers Eurotrash? Eurotrash was almost like the internet before the internet. It was on late night on Channel 4, and it was hosted by this incredibly funny French guy, and very suave and well dressed. And he'd have like strippers and porn stars as his co-host, but they'd show just the worst, the biggest freaks in Europe. And one of the episodes was on baby men. The guys would be, the guys would pay prostitutes to put a baby's nappy on them and put the Johnson and Johnson's baby powder and put the little pin through it and give him a dummy a suit to suck on. Like a big guy in his like 40s or 50s lying there, and the prostitute putting the nappy on. I could remember I nearly needed oxygen. I nearly had to go to the fucking hospital after that episode. And then he takes the shit in the nappy. And the prostitute takes the nappy off. And they fucking shit. And she's wiping his bum down with baby wipes. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'll never fucking forget that. Fucking, and I was fucking German, of course. Had to be a German. Had to be Hans in fucking Frankfurt. Had to be a German. But suppose I was one of those baby men, right? I start an NGO, right? A baby man alliance or some shit like that, right? And so, as part of the government's destruction of society, I say I'm starting a new NGO, baby men in the community. I'm going to go to schools. I'm going to educate people about baby men, and employers have to cater to baby men in the office, and they give me money, and that's how democracy is now. They create these NGOs that are kind of the real government, and it's all designed to destroy society. So that's why they love giving money to all the degenerates and all the psychotic sex cases and stuff like that. And anything that wrecks traditional society, the government will set up an NGO to do that. So even if you run for election, unless you're someone like Joe Stalin, you can't actually do anything because you'd have to get rid of all those NGOs, and they're entrenched now in most Western democracies. So that would be you should look up, if you haven't seen it, look up Eurotrash type Eurotrash Channel 4 into the YouTubers there. I'm sure YouTube would ban I'm sure like not half that program would not make there was another one of a guy who was hanging up his condoms. Another fucking German. He was washing his condoms. He was washing his condoms, right? And he was hanging them up on the fucking line because they could recycle. It's recycling. And then they're interviewing this guy, and he goes, he's saying, he's saying, I recycled the condom because it's good for the environment, but I don't know why I have 9 kids. Oh, jeez. That show was epic. That show was epic. Oh, my God. That was the late 1990s for me, summed up. Eurotrash. And there was loads of stuff like that. There was like that was on late at night. And lots of channels. There was like women. You could call up these numbers, and these women would strip, and you call the number up, and you could get it. You get it. I didn't do it, but you could call. Oh Jesus! When I think about it, that was really fucking funny. And there was another show that was on as well, and it was totally deliberately incorrect, politically incorrect. They would do speeches, and they were calling like harsh people like dick paddies and stuff like that. And they like, I was really. Second, it was the one that Ali G started on. That when he started on it, I forgot what the show was. There's some great late night shows on Channel 4 back then, but Eurotrash, there was nothing like that. That I don't even now gotta go past the censors, even past the watershed. It was some of the stuff they had on that was unbelievable, but and it probably did more to help Brexit than anything else because it was like British people watching this and going, they're all fucking crazy over there, you know. And oh, it's funny. And I remember when France won the World Cup in 2000, the host of the show was going, "Ah, well, we beat you at a game we don't give a fuck about." But the world is such a shit place now compared to back then. It was so much more. Everything was much more fun, and that's what we got to read. We got to get back is to get the fun back. You know, is to get that like sense of irreverence back because these control freaks are destroying. You see, when you laugh and you have satire, when you have really great satire and really great comedy and we're really laughing, like every year I watched a movie at Christmas time, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. It's just one of the greatest films ever made. What that is doing is it's the amplification of the human soul. A satire, laughs, outrageous comedy. If it's funny, it's the amplifier of the humans. You need this is why we have so like Russell Howard and all these pieces of shit today, completely unfunny comics, is because they have no soul. Yeah, you ever see him? He's even got two dead eyes. A weird looking guy, but you know you don't have many. You know the mainstream comedy on DC and the television now is terrible. It's not even funny. You know, and because you need a powerful soul deep inside to be funny and also to really enjoy it. And they want this kind of totalitarian autism as the benchmark of society. So uh, don't be afraid to laugh and tell jokes and enjoy outrageous things because once you're not harming anybody deliberately and trying to hurt people on purpose, but once it's a laugh and a joke, it's a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing. So I'll make more videos before Christmas. This is just when I have a free moment here on my lunch break, well, my late tea break at this point. So I will talk to you soon, and you take care of yourselves, okay? And you know, don't go too mad just getting ready for Christmas because it's a load of bollocks on many levels.